Hello, my name is Wentian, and I chose the co-curricular activity of the game suzerain. So it's a simulation game for you to act as Antoine Rain, or elected as the president of Sortland. So your objective is to resolve the political and diplomatic conflicts, and also to resolve the economic crisis to boost it up. You have to find balance between regional superpowers and attract investment from foreign. Mm, and we can take a look at the first. Take a look at the basic situation when you became the president of Sortland. So there's a lot of debt. We're in great debt. Unemployment rate is high. People are becoming homeless, and they are asking for change, for reform. Mm, Inflation rate is high, and our economy is shrinking. It's not looking very good, basically. And you just have to turn the tide and to really mm, cover, to uh, achieve the economic recovery. So key takeaways. I feel like most important thing that I learned is the economic reform is the way to address economic crisis caused by government systematic failure, but there is no way that every stakeholder can be satisfied. You can't just persuade the stakeholders that already gaining interest from the old systems to give up their share and to agree with you, right? So making economic policies for extreme left or for extreme right is very easy, but in the middle it's hard. For communist, you just have to take down every entrepreneurs. For nationalist or extreme conservative ones, you just have to um, apply the trade protectionism, forbid foreign trade, and exploit the minor races in your country, basically. But in the middle, and you have to reach as many people as you can, except for the extreme right and left, because you have to gain their support to stay in the presidency. So during my first time playing, I actually failed to manage my relationship with all the oligarchy companies in different industries, because I don't like their exploitation of labor, and I want some independence for certain industry. I want it to be government controlled or completely free. But they're turned against me, and they are so powerful to control the media. So they are framing me and criticizing every decision I made, no matter what I do. So I cannot really make any progress for the economy because every suggestion I have will be rejected by the people and the parliament. I was sued, impeached, and stepped down, and that's the end of the game. So to accomplish anything, you have to be determined to serve certain interest groups. You cannot mm, you cannot stay in the middle and try to be a good man just to try to be a good man. So mm, to have the support from both a certain group of people and a certain group of entrepreneurs, they you will have their support for the presidency. You represent their interest. So expectations and reality. Yes, I mean it's pretty much what I expected. The original figure of Scotland is like a East European country during like the post World War II period. There's a high instability and an urge for economic reform after the Civil War. It is a small country that so like it kind of have to balance in between NATO, like the American, the capitalism, and the Warsaw Pacts, like the USSR, the communism. So one thing that I expect different is actually there's a lot of unstable political factors and conflicts between them to deal with. Because like there is a lot of riot from the communists. There is a lot of strike. The communist and the Workers' Party is conducting a lot of strikes. The nationalism is planning assassination for the senators, and yeah, it is completely political horror, and it's making me that to understand that economic development must came with a stable social and political environment to so that you have the confidence from domestic people and foreign investors. The reform cannot be pursued if the political situation is in completely chaos in your country. And also one more thing, like sometimes the option that given to me as a executioner or the option asking me to sign can be very one-sided. I can give you an example that there was one time the Supreme Court judge came to me that as a member of the conservative power of this country, he do not want the political and economic reform. So he gave me two options: either to pursue the political reform, given more power to parliament, uh, which will turn him against me, or I have to state Scotland is in emergency status and arrest the leader of the party that asked for political reform, because he suspect that that guy is sponsored by a foreign power. So before this game, I did not know that politics can be this straightforward. I was expecting a lot more negotiations and compromises, I guess. Yeah. So, right. Fourth part, connection class. The first thing I would like to address is that the tendency to pick the win-win option when I was in charge. I think we mentioned it in the class during the sustainable capitalism that the win-win option actually keeps us away from making the right or those hurtful options, but it's effective but hurtful because it is the safest or the so-called safest option. Others can get angry if you pick this one, but the trade-off is that the problems are never properly addressed. So, like during one time, I have to sacrifice the environmental sectors for a greater increase in economy for energy. I mean, it will turn the Green Party against me, but I will take it. That's the price, because I want to do something in greater good. The second thing is that I feel like that's what I feel like. Neoliberalism is not doing good enough. That the government should have a dominant control over important industries like energy, like water, electricity. Mm, there was an event in the game where the dominant natural gas company, Gasum, was founded by previous president, is asking for control of the 20% of the domestic natural gas because our government don't have the money, don't have the budget or technology to build the drill platform. So, so do we trust the private company for like important energy issue? I mean, in neoliberalism point of view, yes, because it can fully utilize our resources and create more jobs and making our economy prosperous. But if I pick that option during the winter, there will be a few announcements saying that there's a rise in the energy cost for the citizens because the company raised the price and causing them to panic and framing me as a puppet manipulated by the company. So the government should step up to do something to avoid such situation happening in real life. That's how I feel. So recommendations, yes, absolutely. I actually read the comments on Steam and watch other streamers about like other stream record about this game because it has a lot of branch endings. However, I feel like it is more integrated with politics and diplomacy as well, especially dealing with the international relationships. But still, it for the economic part of the game, it is a very vivid simulator of the government policies and how those affect our economy. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.